This is gonna be the Republican. I'm gonna tell you now.
Okay, so why don't we introduce ourselves? I'll go first. My name's the Angel.
I'm Anthony.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Christina.
I'm Brock.
I'm Zakia.
Steven.
Cool. So where's everybody from?
I'm originally from the Bronx, but I live here in LA now.
I live here in the Los Angeles area.
I'm from Guatemala. I don't know if you guys can hear from my accent.
That outfit
I
is
live
crazy.
in, LA.
I'm from Ohio, but I live in LA.
Yo, Skibbity was Ohio.
You're born and raised?
All right, from Florida, Winter Haven, but I live in West Hollywood now.
Originally from Texas, but I've lived here in California now most of my life.
Steven, when he said he was from Texas,
What do you mean? How are they allowed to wear that? Why? What do you?
it
can take it
seems
off?
a little suspicious.
Really quickly, do you guys have like what positions are you most passionate about?
LGBT rights, immigration, like things like that. So.
Disabilities. So I have 2 children. Each have a different disability. So
The LGBT rights and immigration is a very, almost too suspiciously safe answer.
for me, that's a huge cause.
Chris, you could slay in that
Employee rights,
outfit.
LGBT rights.
I know. If I get enough subs for my sub goal, I'll buy that outfit and wear
For
it.
me as well.
Oh yeah, definitely the same. I would say employee rights, LGBT
Imagine.
rights, incarceration issues.
How many of
That's
us
a good one.
are queer? Can you raise your hand? Is that okay with raising your hand? It's a safe space, we can be queer.
I think that's stupid. I think asking why you're, like, if people are queer or gay or whatever correlates to them, that's dumb. That's a dumb take.
It's okay.
What about important issues for you two?
The environment for sure, LGBT rights, and just women's rights.
That's
in
such an
general.
odd question.
Maybe
That's such a safe answer. That's even worse than Bugs Bunny. That was like, she said environment, LGBT rights, women's rights.
The environment for sure, LGBT rights, and just women's rights in general.
That's so safe. And she looked up. I'm sus of her right now.
maybe Christina's the one throwing us off with this rainbow top and being incognito.
I think she was
True.
too quiet, to be honest. She was just waiting for everybody to vote each other out and kind of leave her to the side. For me, it's immigration. As you guys, I came here legally, so another thing, I'm an HR manager, so for me, diversity and inclusion is a lot.
So you said that you came over like through the process and stuff. How do you feel about people who didn't?
Look, the sun shines for everybody, so you gotta do what you gotta do, to
True.
what's best for you. You know?
That was like the answer I wanted to hear, and I was praying you'd say. I was just like,
The sun shines for
he's just
everybody,
looking
so
into
you
my
gotta do
soul.
what you gotta do, to
True.
what's best for you. You know?
that was like the answer I wanted to hear, and I was praying you'd say. I was just like, please.
For me, it's like clean energy and increasing funding for scientific research and also diversity, of course.
No, where do you guys consume your news? Like, where do you find out?
I mean, I guess it doesn't surprise me they're saying diversity. This is the most, like, cookie cutter diverse group of people they could have got together.
What's going on politically?
I watch Hassan a lot.
The black dude in the plaid. I was kind of thinking that. I don't know. I really think it could be either of these two as of right now. You think it's her? You think it's the girl in pink? I don't know. My sus is these two right now.
I love Hassan mostly because I'm attracted to him.
Me too.
No! Jump bite! We don't like Hassan on this channel. Hassan's a goober. I hope I get dislikes from that on the future YouTube video. Hassan's a goober.
Please react to this.
Mine's just Apple, because I have my phone, I check news sources regularly, so it's whatever comes across the feed.
Like Fox News?
The news question's a good question.
They have it sometimes, but it's mostly like Vox, Atlantic.
If it's not in your algorithm, it won't come up. So I think that definitely solidified it to me that it was.
See, that's a good point. That's a good point. Not for her. This bitch is stupid. Sorry, that's mean. What's stupid is people will look at news, like she's saying, oh, if you were to look at Fox News, it solidifies that you're a... That's the worst political take of all time, because if you don't look at any other news outlets, you just look at whatever you're being spoon-fed, like Vox spoon-feeding you super liberal stuff, or Fox super Republican stuff. If you never look at the other side, you're foolish. So that's the mark of a Democrat, and I'm not even a Republican, and I can say that.
Steven.
It's all over the spectrum pretty much. So I try to get a good sampling, and because I know the truth is somewhere in the middle
They're gonna
of
vote
that.
out Steven.
I like when
Money they vote out.
There's some sharp questions. I was like, oh my God.
My handwriting's really ugly. I'm sorry.
The way he was dressed, I think he was overdoing it. And when you're coming to a show where there's 5 other Democrats, there's no need to prove that point.
Definitely Steven, you know, middle-aged white guy. Whether he is or isn't, it just makes sense to sort of eliminate someone that instantly raises
What?
suspicions.
She immediately said Fox News. Like, if you're a Republican, you're immediately going to go there.
Wrong. They're both dumb. They're both equally stupid. Oh my god, this video is already gonna piss me off. I've had to listen to Hassan and these two goobs talking back and forth. Oh my god. No, it's not Fox News. Fox News is the first thing a Democrat thinks when they think of Republican news. Is Fox. Like, just like a Republican would think of CNN. This is dumb. These people are dumb.
I feel like I voted for Christina because she just
tie.
seemed like kind of not as loud as everyone else.
I voted for Christina not because I suspected her, but I just needed somebody to vote out first.
That's crazy. I am appalled. I feel like it's pretty obvious it's not me. I literally have blue hair. I think it's because they thought it was too obvious, so maybe I should have worn a different top.
I just want
See-
the chicken nuggets to be cheaper.
That's the best thing you could say. You just want chicken nuggets to be cheaper. I'm kind of in the same boat. Also, she's trying too hard. She's like, I have blue hair. They didn't vote me out. That's weird, right?
I think it's because they thought it was too obvious, so maybe I should have worn a different top.
Can I ask, if you didn't vote for Christina, who did y'all vote for? Like,
Yeah, I voted for Steven.
I voted for you.
I didn't even notice her hair.
As soon as news hit, you immediately went to Fox News. That's
Yeah, well,
why I
because
voted for
I'm
you.
trying to catch a Republican. And you said yes, so I don't know.
Well,
I'm
that's
kind
what
of
comes. I don't
thinking.
control what comes across Apple. Like, it's all sorts of news stations.
Feels
So
defensive. Plus algorithms, I don't know. But, you know, we
Oh my god, they're both annoying. Oh, they make me cring. They make me cring. They're both so annoying, dude. And yeah, I mean, he's right. It's the truth with iPhone is you get all sorts of news. Like, I could check it right now. Here, hold on, I will. I got Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, The Atlantic, Bustle, InStyle. This just popped up. Can I show that? That's what just popped up. So, sure.
still have time to ask more questions.
Persistent
Like, how would you
Fox.
define woke culture?
Yeah, that's a tricky one because now it's become just like everything else. It's become politicized. It's become so divisive, which is
The
how our
first
nation
thing
is right
I
now,
see is
which why
something
we're in the
about
mess we're in right
Trump.
now.
And then how would you define yourself?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think in this country we're just
And then how would you define yourself?
become so divisive, which is how our nation is right now, which is why we're in the mess we're in right now.
And then how would you define yourself?
Yeah, I think in this country we're just so obsessed with putting people into labels and boxes.
That's this game, but okay.
No, I mean,
He's got a good point. He's got a good point. We're so divided with labels and boxes. I like this guy. He's growing on me. I don't like the pink bitch.
What about for
But
you?
there are other people,
What's
yeah.
woke culture mean to
To
you?
me, woke culture means understanding what the issues are, being well informed about those issues, and being able to talk
He
about
is
it in a way that
100%
doesn't,
correct.
Like, polarize people, but just saying, like, this is what it is, right? Like, it's facts, you know, about slavery. It's facts about all these things. So
Who thinks of slavery when somebody talks about woke culture? I think of like LGBTQ issues and like, I don't know, She-Hulk. I don't think of slavery.
I just want to say, like, you're not suspicious to me. Like, I was just like, I do it right, like, I'm just not.
It's like
suspicious
queer
of
black
you.
person mask presenting.
Which could be like to throw us off, but like I don't think it
could be.
is. I'm
Right?
like,
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm
That
looking
was
at
like,
YouTube.
that's exactly what he's saying. Like, queer black mask presenting. Like, can you just be a fucking person? Like, I'm sorry if that's offensive, but
Right here, like, what's the twist?
Listen, I only know of one conservative drag queen. She's literally was in a different video, and I'm not her because I'm pretty. So.
Oh, shame.
damn, what the curveball?
Where do each of us work? Like, what do you do for a living?
I'm an HR manager.
I'm an employment attorney for employees.
Oh, okay. So we
Yeah.
I
we're in the
profess.
same boat.
What is it?
I profess.
Professor?
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice. Of what?
That was a pretty cocky way to say that. You could have just said, I'm a professor. I profess.
Finance, real estate, and law. I'm in the
Oh,
business school.
okay. So we got smart people here. Looking more suspicious.
There's a lot of us that are there's a lot of us that are Democrats. Through that
Drag
process.
queen, content creator. Yeah.
Chef, restaurant manager.
Oh.
Ooh.
I thought, oh, he's a restaurant owner. If you're a business owner, you're probably more likely to be a Republican in a lot of contexts.
I'm an
is
engineer,
true.
and
Oh, wow.
which is
Very
why
cool.
I know a lot about technology, and that's
Yeah,
why I care
clean
so much
energy.
about
Good
clean energy.
food.
What do you care about beyond environmentalism? Like, I feel like environmentalism is something like a lot of people could come together for.
Yeah, apart from clean energy and environmental,
Yo, I'm going to be super low key. That drag queen's thick.
also diversity, and I feel like the Republican Party is actively railing against these initiatives to have more diverse workforce, which goes counter to who I am.
Let's get down to the nitty gritty with a real question. How do you feel about trans people, all of you?
Oh, I love trans people. I got like many trans friends. I sound like that guy who's like, I got black friends. Right. But,
People.
For me, to be honest, like I said, the sun shines for everybody. You got to do what you got to do to survive in this country. So whether you're accepted by some or not accepted by others, look, as long as you have a roof over your head, you have food to eat, you're surviving. I think that's the most important thing to me.
Wow.
So for me, it's very important that you accept the people for who they are. Diversity is one thing, but inclusion is another thing. You got to include them.
I asked about trans people, and he's like, well, they can just live their lives. I was like, he completely dodged the question.
I mean, you live your life.
No! That's probably the best thing you could have said. Like, what do you want? Like, if somebody... I don't even know how to word what I'm trying to say because I'm so annoying.
They are stupid.
They're all very dumb. Like, if somebody's like, what do you think about trans people? And like, if I was trans and I was like, what do you think about trans people? And they were like, I just hope they live a good life and they all gotta live,
He doesn't give a fuck.
independent. Exactly. He doesn't care. And that's both ways. Like, he doesn't care if they're trans. He doesn't care if they're not trans. But this person's like, he didn't get on his knees and say trans people deserve every dollar in my wallet. Like, it's fucking dumb. This video is so stupid.
Like, we are who we are. We can't change.
No wonder these
He
people
just
like...
wants them to have a
Yeah.
good life.
No wonder these people like Hassan, dude.
Who we are. I don't very have many trans friends, but like I've been around gay people. Like I've talked to them. Like
well, there's a
we have
difference
good
between
time.
gay people and trans people.
Oh no, I'm very much aware.
Right, yeah.
I just mean like in terms of like the whole LGBTQ sphere.
All right, so for me, it's part of my existence of sort of, my community, but it's also part of my work. I'm an employment attorney, and so I have a lot of clients that are LGBTQ that have been discriminated against at work. I represent them. I make sure they get what they deserve to the best of my ability. So to me, it's through
That seemed like a fake hell yeah, right?
and through them. I make sure they get what they deserve to the best of my ability. So
Was
to
that
me,
real?
it's through and through.
Yeah, for me, it's, I work for the Cal State system, and so the name of the game is
She ain't listening to a goddamn word he's saying. She is. She already is like, nah, you're fucking lying.
social mobility. How do you take the most vulnerable segments of the population and you help them to get to where everybody else is? A lot of my focus is on poverty. If you are LGBTQ, if you are a racial or ethnic minority, and you're poor,
I'll say that's one thing. There was a big push to include the Q, the queer.
WTF is he
And
talking about?
There was a big push to put the Q in LGBT, is what it was called for a long time. And he's the only one that said it so far. I think they've all said LGBT.
it's just that much worse. One of the worst things to be in this country is poor.
So we have
It's ridiculous.
30
It's like a
seconds.
problem that you
so-
could fix, but nobody's actually putting in the work to get it done. Sorry.
I agree. I
Well, that
finally
was
agree with something.
short-lived. I think I can guess who the real imposter is. But first,
Is it
have
an
you been a
ad?
victim of a personal injury case? Every year, as a personal trainer, I meet so many clients that are recovery
Damn! What the fuck? She's more jacked than I am. Holy
from
shit.
all
The second he started talking about the sunshine, I knew. I just wasn't buying it.
Sorry about it.
Stephen felt like an easy vote. I was still on the fence about Anthony and Kevin.
I voted for Zakiya because, being from Florida, Florida's a red state.
It's so bad that they even admitted the only reason they're voting Steven is because he's a white guy. Like,
I just didn't know if I could really believe everything that they were saying.
We've tallied the votes, and the results are
A tie.
a tie.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay.
Between Steven and Zakia.
Imagine
You
that.
will
What?
each have 40 seconds to make your case to the group.
Yeah, so I am not the Republican, I am a Democrat. In terms of LGBTQ, which came up a whole lot, I live with a trans person. My daughter is a lesbian. My wife is Demi. I was totally truthful when it came to social mobility. It's very important to me as a college professor. And
He's 100% telling the truth.
yeah, that's basically it.
I just
Well,
feel it.
I'm certainly not the Republican. I grew up in Florida, where I was oppressed because I was queer and black, and we didn't have a lot of money. I moved to California because I was like, I want to have my rights
I believe
respected.
him.
Oh my God, she's so woe is me. I believe she's a Democrat, and I believe she treats every problem in her life because she's black or trans or what, or not trans because she's black or a lesbian or whatever. I don't even like. I'm not even too like Republican. I'm way more left than I am right. But this chick is so annoying, excruciatingly.
And I also love the beach. I actually ran for political office in West Hollywood a couple years back. Very progressive city, and so I literally live, eat, and breathe, you know, protecting the rights of like democratic, queer people. So it's not me.
Another tie.
No fucking way.
You need to convince each other to budge.
Oh my God, this is.
Okay.
So who voted for who? I voted for Steven because I really don't think it's her.
I voted for Steven, but I don't think it's either.
I don't think it's either of them.
Yeah.
I think the mole is standing right here with me.
Oh, wow.
Then what hole did you dig yourself, dumbass?
And I think it's one of you. I do.
Yeah, I think the same.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's one of the four that's right here. But I voted for Zakiya. Just being an attorney, you know, kind of gave me the vibes. I feel like Steven's also too obvious. You know,
That's why I said it's neither
For
of
me,
them.
I don't think he's obvious. I think it's way too bold of a lie.
Yes.
Yes.
Like,
I voted for Zakiya. I mean, she came from Florida. She said she wants to be at the beach. I'm like, there's, I think, better beaches in
Zakiya is just like, it's what every Republican thinks a Democrat is. Like, does that make sense? Like, Zakiya is, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, that, Zakiya is what Republicans make fun of.
Florida. She's an attorney. I mean, if you look our financials or income per group, I don't think either us immigrants or LGBT are there financially to say, hey, you know, I'm a run professor. Let's see what happens. You know?
Point who you guys want to choose.
I can't believe it. I mean, queer black person in America.
Oh my
Not that
God.
it's impossible, but
Like, just put it on a fucking business card and hand it out, bro. Oh, Jesus.
it feels impossible that I would be a Republican when all of my rights are literally on the line and being erased as we speak. So
Oh, dude.
Please raise your hand if you want to continue playing the game.
I have doubts.
All right. It's unanimous.
I want to know more about this middle area here because
I
tell
feel
me
like we
things.
could have possibly already gotten the mole partially, I kind of feel, but then I feel like.
honestly,
then
I don't
like,
think so.
we didn't.
Oh, no?
Unless
If
we
I'm
were
being
lucky the
honest,
first
I still have
round.
my doubts. I think I judged a little
If
prematurely.
I'm being honest, I think it is one of you two. One, there's been a larger shift towards black voters voting for Trump.
Oh, wow.
And that's
I
the only
still don't
reason why
understand.
I suspect you.
That's
Did he not just self-report? What?
Just because it's not me. The
No.
other reason is that there's also been like immigrants like coming into this country and then switching over to voting for Trump.
Yes.
that
That's
was my concern.
But I don't think
Yeah.
it's anything that
Also
you guys
doesn't make
said.
any
It's
sense,
just
yeah.
because what's happening around
And it was
us.
just like the sun shines for everyone. That one's, it just felt so like anyone could say that, you know what I mean? Like, so I just want to know more. Like,
Okay, I can tell you my story. I came here legally when I was 15.
The same thing.
I'm across the desert, took
weird.
me 2 days. People don't believe me, but I tell them, look, go to the Children's Hospital in LA, October 22nd, you'll see my records there. And this is why I'm in HR, Now I'm in charge of helping other people create that culture. Like, if you come in, I tell them, look, I came here legally when I was 15. Across the desert, took me 2 days. People don't believe me, but I tell them, look, go to the Children's Hospital in LA, October 22nd, you'll see my records there. And this is why I'm in HR. Now I'm in charge of helping other people create that culture. Like, man, you're somebody, you know, not just because of your past or what you went through. So that type of thing, that's why immigration is something that I love.
Whenever he was saying, oh, you can go here and find my records, and like, I thought that was over the top.
Talking about immigration, that could go either way because Biden, we all know, has done a lot of deportations himself and the Obama administration as well. So I just felt like it could lean either way. Can we go around and just say how we feel about Trump? I feel like we haven't even talked about that.
I'll be very honest, you're not gonna like my answer to this. So Trump is the president that none of us want, but he's the president that we deserve, and here's why. Here's why. No, I'm serious. Here's why. Because we are so politically divisive.
Hold on.
If we don't get back as a country to compromise and bipartisanship, Trump's just the beginning. It's going to get worse and worse and worse.
Right.
I'll answer second since you guys think that it's me, but
There's no way he would have just answered like that confident, if it was him. I think what he's saying makes sense. I think it was too risky to bring up now, but yeah, I think it makes sense.
it's definitely not. I cut off family members, my own mom, for voting for Trump. Trump is the
You cut off your mother for voting for Trump? Oh my God.
worst thing for America today, and that's what I'm worried about is today.
To be honest, I don't like the things that he said about people. Him calling all of...
Yeah, but Trump, see, that's the thing, that's the misconception. Trump also fucked us first. Biden did it again, and now Trump's gonna do it a third time.
Hispanics, let's put it Hispanics.
They both suck. They're both ass.
Rapists and all their things. It's not true. I'm part of that, and he's just lying about me, he's lying about my family, and lying to other people. So that's something we don't want to be perceived as, you know?
By the way, I just want to put that out there. I'm Latina. Like,
okay.
I'm not white. Okay. But as far as how I feel about Trump, I think he's going to win. I definitely think he's going to win, unfortunately, because our old man is barely kicking. Stop
This was probably recorded before Biden stepped down.
electing old people.
Yeah,
Amen.
Stop it.
Our party needs to
People
get it
ask my
together.
ages. Yes.
I think my biggest point against Trump is that he made it okay to hate. Sure, the racism was there, it was hidden, but when he comes out and he starts saying all these things like, you know,
That's a good answer.
rapists coming into the country and good people on both sides, stand back and stand by, and just, he made it okay in this nation to have a dialogue against other people, and it is resurging in a way like we've never seen before.
Right. How could a black person vote for Trump is my thing.
I asked
After
myself the same
Charlottesville-
question.
It makes
After
no
Charlottesville,
sense.
you said you ask yourself that same question? So you
Because-
might be voting for Trump?
No, because I've had this talk with people who do vote, not vote for Trump.
They're
Like,
so cutthroat. It's crazy.
Look, I don't judge people for being a Republican. Well, maybe a little. But I would judge them worse
Is
if
this
they
another
didn't
ad?
have the Nectar app.
Oh my fucking God.
I voted for Barack because he had slipped up and said a comment about black people voting for Trump. Is that, you voting?
My strategy coming in was that the Trump
Oh,
supporter talks
another
a lot.
tie.
Anthony just really couldn't stop talking, so.
We have tallied up the votes, and
I think it's
the
Brock.
result is
A tie.
another tiebreaker.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's Brock.
Tiebreaker is between Brock and Anthony.
Gag.
You got 40 seconds to make your case for why they shouldn't vote for you, and then we'll do a revote.
So, I'm
Colin, Trump is racist. There's exponential evidence that Trump is a racist. I'm going to read what you said, though. He just wants to make the border safe from dangerous people coming in, and Trump was literally at a rally dancing with black people. That, first of all, he's sheep herding you. He's showing you, hey, look at me dancing with these black people, to make you think that. And he's also making you believe that every Mexican that comes in the country is racist, or wherever they come from, which is just ridiculously untrue.
gay as I work with BLM. I know Republicans would never do that. I organize for Palestine. I grew up in a really large family. I'm all about sharing. I'm all about diversity, communication. I work in a cuisine that's outside my culture, my race. So I had to dive in. I had to study this cuisine. So
the only reason I think Navy could be it is because he said he completely cut his mother out of his life just because she voted for Trump. Now, either he's insane or he said that like as a this is how devoted I am. So either he's actually crazy if it's not him, or it was way too over the top, which I think it's fake. But I think it's Brock.
All right, let's talk about race. My family came to this country on ships and in chains, and we have worked to get to the point where I can stand before you today as an engineer and somebody who's achieved a lot in this life that people way generation before me would never
Did
have
he
dreamed
not
of.
just say he's a family guy?
Speaking of Family Guy, this guy kind of looks like Peter. I'm sorry, I had to say it. I've been thinking of it this whole time.
I've seen a lot of talk from the Republican Party about how we shouldn't be talking about race in schools and just the erasure of.
And then cut his mother off.
I mean, he's got a really good point. Like, the thing he said about being a slave and now being allowed, or coming from slaves and now being allowed to do all this stuff is really good, and I agree with him. That's really awesome. I don't know, he's talking about, like, some Republicans don't want to teach critical race theory in school. I think critical race theory, to an extent, should be taught, especially to prevent future racism. But I think he's going over the top. I think it's Brock.
The pain and the suffering that my predecessors have gone through. There are other things that I feel strongly about as well, but this is my one thing. Really?
you guys speak fast.
All right.
They're gonna vote out
Yeah, I'm cooked.
Brock. He's cooked.
Please
Expected as
exit
much.
the square, Brock.
I think it's
I
Brock.
brought
It's
up
gotta
the
be.
black conservative issue as a very risky strategy, mind you, and I think that came to bite me in the butt.
And then there were
See, but I don't know, because Brock is if he's the Democrat, he's, besides the professor, he's being the only reasonable Democrat.
4.
The first girl's not Republican. See, I don't know what they identify as, because they're a drag queen, but that doesn't mean they're female. She/he/they, them, whatever. I don't think. There's no way. That would be the best. That's like me when I play Among Us. That's how in character I am. There's no way.
Please raise your hand if you want to continue playing the game. Okay, now you got to convince each other. I'll give you 30 seconds to convince each other.
Who are people still
Oh, I
suspicious
see what
of?
you're
Like,
saying.
just right off the
Pink
bat.
girl.
I'm suspicious of you two.
They started sussing me? Are you
Sussy
kidding?
Bucka.
You, I'm suspicious of being an
can say it.
an immigrant, right? A lot of immigrants do vote for Trump. They do vote for conservative, like a tendency, right? So I would say it's down between you two in my head, but then I'm kind of thinking
That's
that.
time. That's the 30.
Oh, I got the whole thing. Sorry,
All
guys.
right, you got to revote.
Anthony talks too much, and everyone needs to know that.
I talk too much.
Uh-huh.
Please raise your hand if you'd like to continue playing the game.
All right.
So the majority has decided to stop playing the game. If the lights turn green,
Oh,
you
I
have
love this part. I
successfully
love this
voted the
part
mole
so
out
much.
and you win. If the lights turn red, that means the mole is still in the box and you lose. Here we
What are your predictions? What are your predictions? I bet the lights are going to turn green and it's going to be Brock. That is my predictions.
go.
I knew it. I knew it. I was the only one who voted to continue the game.
Oh, no.
When
Oh,
I
no. It's
count
going to be.
to
It's.
3, can the mole please step
Fuck. Okay.
forward?
Wait.
1, 2.
Okay. Fuck, man. I don't know. Okay. Fuck. Okay, so we know that it's not them. I don't know. That's hard. Well, it says one secret Trump voter versus 6 Democrats. That doesn't mean it's one Republican. So by that logic, it could be Steven, because he said Trump is the only thing that can save da-da-da-da-da. So maybe. Other than that, oh my God. One of these two. Probably him.
Up to 3.
I
Can the
can't.
mole
This
please
makes my
step
stomach hurt.
forward? 1, 2, 3.
I know
So many people were so close too.
I knew it.
Sorry, Steven.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Anthony.
So many people guessed.
voted for him so many times.
I'm sorry.
That's true. They did. Like a few people said it was him so many times.
Just because I'm Latino, people already assume that I'm Democrat when I'm a full Republican.
Kevin was the mole. I knew it. I said it in the round.
I let my stereotype get the better of me because for me it was, oh, he's a successful engineer, he's an entrepreneur. If we had to go another round, I was going to definitely vote Kevin.
I was right, and more people need to trust me.
Okay, hi guys.
Ay, ay, ay.
Okay, so everything I said is true though. I am a Republican now. I was a Democrat before. The thing that made me switch to being Republican is because I had a couple friends that got deported with Biden's administration that I thought was very, very unfair. Biden has 2 or 3 times more deportations than Trump does. That tells me something. When Trump was trying to get the finances to build the wall, as an exchange, he was willing to offer citizenship to people that had DACA and that came here and that went to high school, graduated high school. Through my research, I found out that Democrats said no. So that kind of struck me like, okay, why would you say no when you're out there all about like, oh, immigrants? Another one, I'm a veteran from the US Army. The VA funding, all Democrats voted against it. I have disabilities, I go to the VA for healthcare a lot, and I don't have the finances to go to in the
Notice how they're all fucking quiet now. They were all ready to talk about how oppressed and da-da-da-da. They aren't saying a fucking word.
independent doctor. So that kind of made me do it, because Republicans are more for our veterans. I was able to get my mom, who's an immigrant with criminal record, her green card through a Republican program called Parole in place. Those are my interests, my family's interests, so that is why I voted.
I think so many people are Democratic or Republican, liberal or conservative for very different reasons. But you should listen to people who have different opinions than you. Keep an open mind, keep an open heart, give yourself an opportunity to learn.
This election year, a lot is.
I fuck with Brock heavy. I liked almost everything Brock was saying. Just about everything Brock said. I'll tell you who I don't fuck with. And this might not come as a fucking surprise, but I can tell you right away who I don't fuck with. My God, is she annoying. Holy shit.